Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Punch House, the online show where humans take to the internet to do what they do best, argue with each other over trivial nonsense. And here comes the only person with the machismo to bring you this madness, your host, Brieana Woodward.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Punch House, the online comedy fight club show with me, your host, Brieana. And today, this show is all about determining the top bare-knuckle brawlers, and today's topic is puppets. Hell yeah. And to help me figure out the best puppets, I have my friends joining me, Aliya Brown, Stephanie Parker, and Aimee Lecours. What's up, clams? Yeah, we out here. So I already briefed you guys on the rules. By now, everybody at home watching should know. No weapons, no calling for backup, all that happy shit. You guys ready to fight?
Oh yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. Let's do this shit. All right, I will kick it off with my pick, the illustrious, the very incredible Randy from Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's right. He is a bully extraordinaire. And he's my pick because, you know, my boy is bad to the bone. He got this shit. He is an absolute cunt. And if you know my boyfriend, you know I love the redheads. Real into it. Hell yeah. So I give his attack a 4. You know, I don't think he's the fastest, but, you know, I do think he's got some moves. He kind of drops down on Pee-wee real quick. He's got the element of surprise. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. So, giving Randy a 4 in attack. Strength, I am going to give him a 2. He is a little small. I don't think he could pack a huge punch. So, I'm hoping with the high attack, he can at least keep going. That being said, I give his defense also a 2. He's only got the t-shirt. He just looks like every 80s bully. Like, he doesn't have a lot to protect him. He's got little arms, little legs. He's got a huge fucking dome piece, for sure. So I don't know how he's going to protect his dome piece when his hands are extremely small in comparison. But saving grace, you know, I give his stamina a 4, because I don't think he's going to give up. I don't think he's going to give up that easy. He's always pranking Pee-wee, even when Pee-wee gives him a stern talking to. You know, he's going to keep it going. So that is my pick. Let's kick it to Aliya Brown. Who do you got?
So on the docket, I have Miss Poogie. You heard me right. A bitch said Poogie. None of this piggy bullshit. Poogie. Miss Poogie is queen of the Muppets. They are the anti-Muppets. They don't fuck with that mainstream shit. They are iconic. They are wonderful, Miss Poogie. Girl, I have your back.
Bitch!
We're kicking off Miss Poogie's attack with a 4. That bitch will come for you, even if you've done nothing wrong.
Bruh.
What's that? You're just standing there talking to your friend Kermit? Well, don't worry, honey, because she'll say something like, "What the heck are you doing out here? Hibernating?" That's a direct quote that she said to Fozzie Bear. Get it? Because he's a bear. That bitch will come for you.
The thing goes
Strength. I give her a 3. She's built. She's a big bitch, right? She can take down any Muppet pending their size in comparison to hers. So, if we got some skinny bitches, like I'm sensing we will, she will take them down. Strength is 3. Defense. Again, 3. Solid as a rock. This bitch ain't going nowhere unless you do say, "What's that over there? An omelet bar?" Then a bitch will look. She will look. But do I blame her? No. I would also look. So, I mean, as long as, you know, there's no omelet bars in the arena, you know, pending that qualification, right? Defense of 3. Her stamina, a 2. I'm sorry. I want to believe that she'd be able to last longer in a fight, but, like, she's a princess, you know? She's a dirty, grimy, gross, disgusting princess. And I know she could only handle it, like, for about a 2. But that's where her special move comes in. Her special move is being a cunt. So she'll break you down with her words, which pack a punch, right? So you and your self-esteem will break before she physically ever will.
That's
dope.
That's
Miss Poogie for you.
Hell yeah, who would have thunk it, you guys? This is a show of discovering. I am apparently Miss Poogie, so we are gonna keep it moving to my girl Stephanie Parker. Who do you got?
I've got Animal from the Muppets. He's the drummer from Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. I mean, he's just breaking shit left and right. I'm thinking his attack is a 5. I mean, he's just amazing. He grunts. He doesn't really talk because he's all action, okay? And they've got to like chain him to the drums to keep him there because he's just a wild monster, like really, okay? I'm thinking his strength is a 5. I mean, drummers they got muscles, okay?
Bruh.
His defense might be the questionable one, but I'm thinking, how do you sneak up on him? Because he's just like continually flailing. So I'm gonna put that at maybe like a 2.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking he'd be good still. But you know, there's no proof of it because he's always on the attack. See, okay? And you know, some people have said you don't see him too much. Like you know, he has like short, you know, spots in the show. But he's never like low. He's like up all the time. It might be drugs, but who cares? Okay. And then I'm thinking his stamina is like a 5. I mean, obviously. I mean, you say like break a leg, you know, because he's gonna go perform. He's gonna try to break your leg. Like, dude, doesn't quit. That's my boy.
Cool.
Hell yeah, we're going with Animal. I definitely see stamina being a 5. Strength, I think that's a little bold, but we'll see how it pans out. Someone get a steroid test. We need to see if there's a DQ in order.
He's got little crazy
he's got
noodle arms.
Like, and
No, he's American exceptionalism at its best, okay?
All right, American Gladiator, everybody. He's going to be on fucking crack. He's not going to be able to see anyone. I think he's going to take himself out, if anything, but let's move on.
Yeah, accidental self-harm.
Exactly. To our final player, Aimee Lecours. Who do you got for us?
Hey guys, I have Beaker, and so meep, motherfuckers. He has a big attack, all right? I think he has an attack of 4 because I found out that he was on an episode of WWE as, what is it? And he's related to, check notes, someone named Sheamus. I think it's the wrestler. He's related to a wrestler.
Yes.
So I give that a 4. I think that's like something in the bloodline, you know, so I give it a pack of 4. I do think that his strength is going to be a little low because he has those very skinny, long arms. I also think he has high anxiety. He's very anxious at all times, so I think his strength probably about a 2. You know, he probably gets really nervous, and he has those skinny arms. However, I think his defense goes up a little bit because, like, he can block a lot with those arms. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty helpful. He can move really quickly, and he's pretty tall, so I think he's got like a good stature to like move around. Yeah, and his arms are like bigger than the rest of his body. I just feel like there's a lot going on with those arms. Stamina, I feel like he has a 5 because he's been putting up with Dr. Bunsen Honeydew shit for years. He's been blown up. He's been electrocuted. He's been eaten by monsters. Like, he's really been through the shit, you guys. You know what I mean? So I think there's been a lot when it comes to that. And he does have some special attacks. One of the big special attacks is that he can make multiple copies of himself. There's an episode where he made a whole bunch of copies. That's not a weapon. That is a special attack that you can make.
Is this calling for backup, though? Let's see. Multiple.
I think so.
I think so. No. All right. And real quick, what did you give his
special
defense?
attack?
What did you give his defense?
Defense. What did I give his defense? I gave him a 3.
Okay, that's fair. I might have just missed it because I am deaf, y'all. All right. Do you have anything else to add about Sir Beaker, or are we gonna get into this?
He also teleports, which is another special attack. I don't know if we're allowed to put that in there or not.
Teleporting's fine. people who tunnel, that's totally fine, all that shit. But multiple copies of oneself, I don't know if that counts as calling in for backup. We'll suss it out. So, all right, we got some pretty solid checks here. My favorite, a lot of gingers, actually. Miss Poogie is really outnumbered with the lack of red hair over there. So let's talk about a ginger matchup. Let's talk about Beaker versus Animal, because I think there's a clear winner in this one. My money's on the nerd.
right?
My money's on the nerd. Beaker all the way.
Oh!
Animal's too much of a loose cannon. He's like a crazy dirt devil. He's just...
I'm sorry.
He is dirt. He is dirt. You know, he's gonna be out there drinking the booze with that other hippie lady, not paying attention.
Her name is Janice.
You know
You
what I
put
mean?
respect on Janice's name.
Yeah, her name is
No.
Janice.
Come on.
I still...
What about all those lab accidents? Is that for insurance money? Come on.
He has been holding the lab accidents together for all these years. It's Bunsen's fault. It's not Beaker's. They wouldn't even have an operation without Beaker. Sorry, I'm yelling. I don't yell a lot.
I think legitimately where Beaker would win would be in stamina. Because Animal would out crazy the shit out of Beaker, right? He's been through all the shit already. He's known Animal for like since the 70s, homie. Dude's not dead yet. Right? Animal would get tired out or hurt himself way before it would ever affect Beaker beyond making him cry.
Yeah, Beaker's in the cut, like, seen it.
No, I feel like Animal had legs today, which makes perfect sense as a drummer.
Does have legs.
But like that's like two different things, man. I don't know. Beaker. I mean, I'm not going the nerd. He's weak. He's scared.
All right. We'll put a pin in the nerd. Let's do another classic matchup then. The nerd and the bully. Beaker versus my boy Randall. Randy. Let's see. You know, I do like Beaker. I do think he's a solid contender, but I think my boys got this one because Beaker is a fucking dork, and Randy is gonna eat his shit for breakfast.
Yeah, I think Randy just would play dirty and win at all costs. Like Randy is like the Trump. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna like win at all costs.
All right.
I mean, that's the demo right there, right?
All right, he's a bully, not like. All right, you know what? Fine, I'll take that. Fine. You're right. I'm the president now. I am the president of this fight, and I am taking you all down. You are all going to political
And
jail.
Beaker's fighting. Nobody's winning.
Yeah, Beaker's dead, and so Beaker has died. All right. No, so I don't know. That's one for Beaker and then one against Beaker. So I don't know. So let's give Beaker a break. Let's talk
Can
about...
I say one more thing about Beaker and Randy?
Yeah.
So I think Beaker would win that fight because what do all bullies want? A reaction. What's he getting out of Beaker? Meat. That's so unsatisfying. That's so unsatisfying.
It's true. Homeboy don't even have eyes.
Chemicals. The chemical reactions.
All right. So now that we determined Stephanie's the fucking nerd of the group, we're all gonna.
Don't beat her up next. That's
Bring it.
No, Randy's Jones, all right? Randy's ready to go. So let's talk about Randy versus Miss Poogie, because Miss Poogie is also on my radar as like a top contender. I do like Miss Poogie a lot. But I don't know. I mean, she's a big girl. And as a big girl myself, I do know that if a very small ginger man comes by, I'm probably going to try to date it. So
I mean, that iconic couple of the century. Like, give them your lunch money, please.
Hell yeah. No, I think Miss Poogie might have one over on Randy. I mean, their attack is the same, but his strength and his defense is lower, but his stamina is higher. So all he has to do is just like distract this bitch with an omelet bar or something, or just like, doesn't have to be on. He's a prankster. He's not above lying. He can just be like, hey, there's an omelet bar over there, man. And like she's just gonna be like yeet, and he's just gonna swoop in and just pummel her with his very tiny little fists.
See, but I think he's more insecure than she is.
True.
So I feel like if she beats him down with words and just stands like a wall,
They're
right?
both
But
bullies.
he's wasting out.
Bullies.
But she's worse. She's mean. She'll get you where it hurts.
Playhouse. Do you know who Pee Wee is? Pee Wee
I
is
have.
an incorruptible, pure man. Aside from jerking off in that theater that one time, but he is a pure man.
That's still pure.
Randy,
He wasn't hurt nobody.
yeah, Randy convinced
Sex
him.
positivity. I like it, Amy.
Yeah, Randy
He wasn't hurting
convinced
anybody. He
him.
was having a nice time.
Randy convinced him to prank call the police. So if even Randy can slightly corrode the purity of a Pee Wee Herman, I think he might be able to handle some big bitch who's a ripoff of the true Miss Piggy.
See, I don't even think she'd take him seriously. I think she'd be like,
we're gonna take Wish.com Miss Piggy seriously.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
Her whole
Wish
thing with the
dot com.
ripoff. She is a clone. She is a
Fraud.
clone of Miss Piggy.
Wish.com. She does not take more than a month to arrive at your house. She is there promptly and ready to fucking go.
Hell no. You ever see that episode of
Amazon.
Powerpuff Girls where they try making their own sister and then come up with Bunny? That is what Miss Poogie is. She is the Bunny of the Muppets. She is just this deformed, probably mentally deficient Miss Piggy. She ain't got nothing on my boy. My boy.
I don't know. I think I still think that you're wrong. And I think that you should concede.
All right. You know what? That's
I
fine.
think one punch from Miss Poogie, though. One punch from Miss Poogie would knock out Randy, though.
Oh,
I know
probably.
no weapons,
sure.
right? But
Yeah.
like a bitch has rings, right? But if she takes them off for the fight, think of like the calloused, raised skin around where the rings were.
It's probably
You're getting taken out.
It's probably green
The
because they're a
cow's skin.
knockoff, just like she is.
What is Randy made of? Wood? Is this gonna hurt her? Maybe.
Yeah, she's a soft
She
ass
can
little
snap
phone.
him. Oh, right over her knee.
All right,
over her
Let's
knee.
talk about. All right, so let's put a pin in it. Let's give Randy a rest. Let's talk about Miss Poogie versus Animal. Then let's keep it in the Muppet versus fucking knockoff Muppet. Let's do this. All right, go ahead.
In the Muppets, Animal is the Muppet in place of Animal the Muppet in their makeshift band that they have, and he's played by Dave Grohl.
So what? That doesn't help in a fist fight at all, Dave.
I'm just stating fun Muppet trivia to keep
No.
the listeners entertained.
No.
Hello,
that.
viewers.
No, Dave.
Everything I
Grohl-
do is for you.
Dave Grohl isn't even.
Aliya, it's unbecoming. Come on.
Dave Grohl wasn't even the toughest guy out of fucking Nirvana, and he's not the one who killed himself. How are you still going to be the biggest pussy out of a group where someone offed himself?
No,
Who's the toughest guy in Nirvana? Who's tougher?
All right, you know what? No.
The biggest P word in Nirvana was that dude who fucking threw the bass in the air and it hit him in the fucking face. That's
Oh my God.
What's
Alright, this
the
is off
P
the
word,
rails.
Stephanie? What's the P word?
Back on top. Miss Poogie.
Excuse me. Can I talk about Animal for a second?
Yeah, versus Animal. Bring it back.
The real world Animal, okay? He had a drum off with the real Dave Grohl, okay? F the Muppet, what I'm saying. And also, can I just say,
No.
Animal first appeared in 1995, okay? The episode was called The Muppet Show, Sex and Violence, okay? Bring it, Miss Poogie.
All right, all right, you know what? In this fight, I do think Miss Poogie has it. I do think Miss Poogie.
I don't like shit.
Animal's too much. He's not concentrated. He's gonna be more of a danger to
No
himself than anyone else. Like Miss
Wow.
Poogie.
And you pushed the scale on his strength way too high.
Yeah, that was definitely a little.
If he
aggressive.
Tiny
even
little
tries to
man.
get a swing in on her, right? Let's say he punches her like in the gut, right? Like a good gut punch. His arm crinkles back up into itself. Homie's down. He's not even getting another one in. And you know what my girl's doing? Laughing because she insulated. She prepared.
Oh, is that what Miss Poogie calls it? All right. No,
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So let's
don't
see.
quit.
Miss Poogie's getting a lot of action. Let's give her a rest real quick. We're down to like the last couple of matchups. All right, so while Animal has been determined to be the weakest out of all of us, let's
Absolutely.
let's talk about
Fallacy,
Animal.
lies.
Let's talk about Animal and Randy. I think if Animal can target and focus himself, I think he might have it over Randy.
There's medicine for this.
Yeah, well, that is a weapon. You need to go in as your pure self, and I'm already weary of that beefed out fucking strength, that bullshit strength stat. I think though, if Randy really gets in on his dodge and weave and his stamina stays up, I think he might be able to get one in on Animal, because again, Animal is just a tornado. He's not doing nothing.
Tornadoes don't have holes, or do they? I don't know.
What? No. All right. You know what? I don't know. Unless you have a better argument, I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to fucking Randy on this one.
I just feel like every fight with Animal is just a waiting game. If your puppet can wait it out until Animal either hurts himself or gets tired out, they win.
Animal doesn't tire. What part of that don't you get?
Yes, he does.
I think he's a hippie too. I think Animal's a hippie too, though. You know, and I feel like he's not gonna go after the. You know, I feel like he's gonna be a pacifist too. Like I feel like that whole gang is a real hippie bunch. I just don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
He won't even fight.
He's the wild one.
Yeah, he's wild, but like you can be the craziest in a group of fucking weenies and still not want to fight. It's like
no, he wants to. He likes pain. He likes pain.
He's gonna just take hits. Okay, well, just because you have a boner doesn't mean you're better at fighting. That just means you have a boner in the fight. It's just, I don't know. I think
very comfortable.
Yeah, he's very comfortable in this. I'm putting a pin in Animal for now. All right, you know what? Let's talk about Beaker's been out for a little while, so let's talk about our last matchup: Beaker versus Miss Poogie. Now, classic love story, big girl and the nerd. I am very familiar.
I feel like Beaker's tall. Beaker's real tall. So I think that the height is about the same between Miss Poogie and Beaker. I feel like they have the same length arms. I feel like he's smarter than her. I really feel like he could outsmart her, and that he's probably quicker than her too.
Well,
I mean, I think he's got a lot of things over.
I'm just raising. Okay, this scenario. They're head to head. He is light, and he's shaped like a pool noodle. If she takes her hand and wraps it around his throat and throws that motherfucker, like he's out of the ring.
Yeet.
He is gone. He is too light. He like a noodle, easy to grab.
Have you ever tried to throw a pool noodle though? They like
every summer.
All right, she's doing javelin, you guys.
But the thing is, yes, but he always comes back. He gets blown up. He gets electrocuted. He gets eaten by monsters. He comes back. She's going to be tired. I'm
proud of him for coming back.
I get tired.
It's true.
She'll get tired.
Better.
And her stamina is way low. It is low. I gave her, I believe, a 2, right?
Yeah, you guys are basically, your attack is both the same, your strength and defense about the same, but your stamina is exponentially lower than Beaker's. I think Beaker might have you.
The only way Poogie would win is if she throws him far enough to where he doesn't come back by the time the bell rings.
Yeah,
right?
throw him by Randy, which is a real fight, and then Animal can just be wilding out in a corner where no one cares. All right, ladies, I think we've heard enough.
I think that's a disqualification on Miss Poogie.
All right, it is the end of the show. There is no DQs to be thrown. I think it's time to bring it to the vote. So let's bring it to the vote, you guys. All right, if you think my boy, my son, Randy deserves to make it in the top 2, raise your hand. Oh, it's gonna be like that. All right, that's cool. All right, fine. All right, if you think that what is Miss Poogie gonna do aside from wreck a fucking Denny's? All right, if you think Miss Poogie's making it to the top,
she'll wreck that Denny's and its bathroom. Yes.
Vote for Miss Poogie. All right, that's 3. That's 3
you,
for
Stephanie.
That's 3.
Stephanie.
All right. All right, if you think Stephanie's pick, because she's a hating asshole in the corner here, if you think Animal is going to make it to the top 2, raise your hand.
Fuck that shit.
Pity vote. All right. So, Animal. Wow. All right, that's not much for Animal. All right, and if you think that charming little dweeb Beaker belongs in the top 2, raise your hand.
High five, Amy. Whee.
Woo!
All right, you guys, that determines
that was fun. That was a good time.
It is between Miss Poogie and Beaker. But the fight does not end here. It is now up to you, the watchers at home, to head on over to my Instagram at NotADamnCheese, and please vote for who you think the top numero uno winner of today's episode of Punch House is. My name is Brieana. Thank you so much to my guests, Aliya Brown, Stephanie Parker, and Aimee Lecours for joining me. And we will see you next week for a whole new fun episode of Punch House. Bye.
Woo!
We did it.
Ho, ho, ho!